Hello guys, welcome back. Now in today's video I wanted to talk about FATUTU. Now, setting aside the fact that I just lost the 50-50 to the Rovis, and I probably won't be able to pick up the character for my follow-up attack team. Yikes! Because in CN I am free to play and it is what it is. These things happens and hence why I make videos like should you pull this and that. Not because I think the character is bad, but because depending on the scenario you shouldn't pick certain characters up if everything goes to shit. However, let's talk about the character. Now, this character is extremely powerful. I love it. She is really cool to play. She really looks really satisfying. She is healing an astronomical amount of times and for an astronomical amount of amounts. So you will see gameplay of the trial of this trial over here while I'm talking to kind of, you know, back up what the fuck I'm saying. Now, the trial is, first of all, disclaimer, you need to be careful when you do the trials for these characters because they usually do this. They do like everyone P2 and they're like R12 max level. Keep that in mind. For example, in this case, FATUTU P2 makes it easier for her to reach the trigger when she does two cracks, when she casts the incantation for free as a follow-up. Makes it way easier. And then Flutter Page P1 is going to be very important because when you do the Piper Plane that gives you +1 AP, if you have P1 it gives you +1 AP for 2 rounds. So you only need 1 card to get 2 AP for like +1 and +1. So it's important to remember this. Loper as well and Chu as well. This is the team that the game gives us. You can change it. They're using these side tubes, so keep that in mind when you see the gameplay. Now, the gameplay itself is really fun, and I think FATUTU is the final piece of the follow-up attack meta, because what she does is she gives shells and she retrieves the shells all the time, also automatically. When you are attacking, she retrieves the shells, and then when you are balancing, when you are attacking yourself, you apply the shells, and then when your allies are attacking, they trigger the shell, and once the shell is triggered, some of them will return back to you. When they return back to you, you automatically heal. So it creates this sort of like self-sustaining loop, not self-sustaining, but there is this big loop very frequently, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and FATUTU heals very frequently for a really good amount of heals, multiple times per turn. You will see 800, 900, 1k heals, depending obviously on your portrait and on your resonance and stuff. But that said, you will be healing a lot. Also, you can balance HP out if someone is about to die. You can balance everybody's HP to help them. I don't think that counts as a HP lost for your allies that need to balance the HP of the guy that is the lowest. So I don't think she could be used for anything else than follow-up attack. You know why? Because her shell are basically increasing the damage. 5% damage and 5% critical damage, if I remember correctly, per shell on the enemy. And there is no cap. And there is no... I don't remember if there is a duration, but it doesn't really matter. What I'm saying is that if you don't use her in a follow-up attack team, yes, you will still get the sustain, but that's it. The sustain and the balance out, because then you are not using the shells. The shells increase the damage of follow-up attacks. If you're not doing follow-up attacks, you're not gonna deal bonus damage thanks to the shells. You're gonna deal your normal damage and that's it. The shells are gonna be there just to bounce back and forth and heal, but you're gonna miss a good portion of damage, because if you have 10 shells, and it's really easy to get, that's plus 50% damage and plus 50% critical damage on your follow-up attacks. This character not only completes, in my opinion, I mean, sure, we can maybe use one more follow-up attack character, not only completes the follow-up attack team, but also makes it so some old units are going to shine, like Chu, for example, if you have her, like Chu, are going to be shining even more, because now all of her extra attacks that they have are going to be constantly buffed, constantly powered up. Now, in the trial, you will see gameplay and of like Chu dealing. Maybe you saw it already. Chu dealing 100,000 damage on her follow-up attacks. 30k, 20k, 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 right? You know when she summons the little dudes when she's drunk? On the next turn, she summons the dudes, and they also trigger another card. So, you know, those... She can deal like up to 100,000 damage in this scenario. Obviously, you are fighting with a Fatu's advantage and everyone is P2, so it's not like super reliable. But instead of dealing 100,000 on that one card, you are dealing 60k. I think that's pretty decent still, right? It's just a follow-up attack. And then Flutter Page as well. Why not talk about Flutter Page? Flutter Page in this case is she's P2, so you're getting all the bonuses. So keep that in mind. But when she goes and she does the ultimate, she goes into the state of like constantly throwing planes. She also, if you do remember, she's also contributing to the total damage of the team because of the fact that she's adding extra bonus damage to every single follow-up of every single ally. So I think this is ridiculous, to be honest, in a good way. It's very fun. And ridiculous not in a way that it's broken, but in a way that it flows very well and is really fun and rewarding to play. I'm actually pretty mad that I didn't get FATUTU because I lost to Druvis. I might just fucking do some I'm gonna go in skates, so I'm just gonna get her. You know, she's guaranteed. Maybe I don't get, because like the limited is a limited. You have enough pulls to get the limited usually on the CN New Year patch, but you know, I'm kind of getting upset because I do have every character that I need. They're just P0. I would like FATUTU to complete my fucking team. So we are now in the meta when we're getting meta game. So when we're getting all characters that are really, really good for different teams, and you shouldn't be building multiple teams. To be honest, it is what it is. Maybe skip on impromptu incantation if you were to choose, because it's still like in its infancy. So it's going to be less insane than these teams that are getting into completion. However, keep in mind of what you want to do, right? It's important. That said, FATUTU can heal for a very big amount of heals. I've seen like myself, like on the trial, she can heal for like 15k or to everybody, or 9k to everybody. It's pretty ridiculous, and I think that happens when you do the ultimate, when you retrieve all the shells and they all bounce back to you, and that's like a gigantic mega heal. Which is pretty ridiculous, but then you also follow up with 2 cracks multiple times, and you use those shells that you have on you put them back on the enemy, and it's really easy to get them back there. It's like, oh, well, I lost all of my damage. Not really, right? So keep that in mind. It's going to be really, really good character to pick up. I think she probably a must pull for the follow-up team. I would not skip FATUTU. So if you are in global and you're coming into CN with this mentality, you should pick up FATUTU if you are going for the scenario, for the timeline, for the scenario when you are doing the follow-up team and you're not doing the other team, you're not doing poison, let's say. If you're not doing poison, then yeah, go Flutter Page FATUTU line instead of Tuesday Willow or Barcarola for the impromptu, right? Like Voyager, Barcarola, those characters. Like, don't go there if you don't like the team. It's still in its infancy, so I would still wait and see who comes in. So very, very, very good character, actually cracked. You could even use her outside if you don't mind about losing the damage outside of the follow-up attack team, just for free heals. It feels like a Kakanya, but instead of mitigating the damage, she is just healing, you know? And I don't say this like without a criteria. I know, like, I'm saying this because it's kind of true. It's like a character that is constantly healing instead of constantly mitigating damage like Kakanya. She occasionally heals Kakanya, but she occasionally balances out the HP. It's basically the opposite. It's like healer Kakanya. It feels like, if you disagree, it's fine. We don't need 5 comments saying that you disagree. That said, pretty good character. must pull if you're going for that type of team. What do you think? What are your first impression about FATUTU? Let me know in the comments if you play CN. Have you got her? Are you skipping her? Are you getting her? Did you get her? Are you liking her? Let me know in the comments, okay? Thank you for watching and see you next time.